Welcome back. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you have noticed and you have seen that these days customers are paying attention to where they spend their money. They're paying attention to the company's values. They're paying attention to what the companies stand for. And it's not just the companies, it is their associations, their CEO, their founders, their investors. Customers are paying attention in today's economy. And it's not just political alignment. I know that's what's making the bigger headlines, but that's just one of the things that customers are paying attention to. It is culture. It is how the company treats its employees. Do they pay a fair wage? It is where they source their raw materials. Do they source ethically? Do they pay attention to sustainability? Are their materials eco-friendly? There's so many of these things that customers are paying attention to, and all of these things are informing where they buy and where they spend their money. And so let's talk about it today. Let's talk about mission and values. Let's talk about the things that your company and your brand stands for that will attract a certain type of customer, and that will create loyalty, and that will create differentiation and separation from your competitors and from other companies or other brands within the same segment or within the same market. And so when we talk about mission and values, there is this huge mistake that business owners make where they try to appeal to everyone. And so they dilute their mission and their values. And then you'll see something on a company website that says, our mission is to provide the best quality product. That is boring. People don't believe you. People don't care. It just has nothing. It has no substance, and people can tell that you're just trying to be generic and kind of trying to straddle the fence. The other thing is that they will say our values are integrity and honesty and family, just things that are so generic and boring and nobody cares. You're not helping your brand or your business by saying those things or putting those things up on your website. So let's talk about how you can do your mission and your values. They need to be authentic. They need to feel like you, because this is something that you're actually going to live. This is something that is actually going to be obvious in your interactions with the customer. So it's not something that needs to be made up, and it's not something that needs to feel like it is a chore, like it is something that you must put out there, so you're going to put up something that's generic. If it is not authentic to you, it's okay to not have it. It's okay to just not have anything until you figured it out. But do not make the mistake of thinking that you're going to choose a mission or values that are safe and that are going to be palatable to everyone, thinking that that's going to make an impact to your business. It does not. Don't do it. Just leave it alone. So let's talk about what you should do. When it comes to your mission, it needs to be something that has a strong emotional appeal, and it needs to be something that people can very easily translate. Make sure that you're not picking a mission or something that's very niche, something that is very only understandable by a small group of people. Consider your customers, your market, your segment. Consider the people that are actually going to interact with your brand, and make sure that your mission is something that is going to be resonant. It's something that they're going to understand and that they can connect with on an emotional level. So whether that has to do with sustainability, whether that has to do with taking care of the planet, taking care of your immediate community, supporting families, supporting local schools, either supporting a certain cause, a social justice initiative, maybe supporting medical research or research in a certain area of science. Make sure that whenever you craft this mission statement or this belief that you want to share with your customers, it is something that's going to be close to them, and it is something that they're going to very easily connect with. Now, your mission does not necessarily have to connect to a cause or a political belief or any belief in general. It really doesn't have to. There are so many companies that are founded on the love of certain things, the color yellow, the love of bears, the love of Skittles, the love of soda. There's so many missions and purposes for different companies that are not necessarily connected to a cultural, social, or political idea or value or kind of purpose. So whatever it is that you love, that you want to share with your customers, if it is authentic, it is going to connect. Do not feel the pressure to have to identify with what everyone else is identifying with, or to pick something, to pick a fight, or to pick a side on a certain issue, or to feel charitable that you have to, donate to a certain mission or donate to a certain charity or a certain cause, or whatever's going on in the world at that particular time. Do not feel the pressure to be relatable in that sense. Whatever it is that you love and you can authentically live every single day in your business, that is what your customers are going to connect with. Now, some businesses have chosen a mission or a purpose that has to do with the way that they deliver their service. So you will hear some businesses talking about, you get your food, for example, if it's a restaurant, get your food in 90 seconds or it's free, right? And they live that purpose and that mission every single day. Or they will say something like, your order will be perfect, or, whatever it is that we're making for you will be 100% up to your standard or your money back. Right? And they live that every single day. Now, you can pick that. If that fits into your business model and the product that you are selling, you can do that. Just be very careful to not overpromise and underdeliver, because that will hurt your brand. If you decide to pick something that is related to the way that you deliver your service and your product, make sure that it's realistic and test it before you put it out there. Test it before you advertise it and before you include it in your marketing and decide that that is what you're going to stand on. And then the last thing that I will say about mission and purpose, or values too, is that do not feel pressured to pick something or go with something that you will live with forever. Brands change their mission and their purpose all the time, just depending on the brand's evolution or what's going on in that space. If they chose a purpose that was then either fulfilled, or a mission or some kind of cause that has now gotten to a better place, then they changed it, right? Or if they just changed their minds for whatever reason, right? Do not feel pressure to pick something that you will die with. That's not what it's all about. It's all about authenticity and connection. If you connect with something today and in 2-3 years you don't feel a connection anymore, it's okay to change it. Companies do that all the time. So do not feel the pressure to pick your quote unquote life's work and feel like this is what I have to die on. It's never even that serious. If you're going to share something with your customers, let it be authentic and let it come out naturally. And it's only going to do that if it is something that you are still connected to. If you already picked something 5 years ago and it's starting to feel like you're not connected to it anymore, change it. The whole reason why companies pick a purpose or a mission or values is because they want to create community with their customers. They want something that they all can bond with and something that will be a part of their conversations and a part of the way that they do business. So again, the main thing is that it has to be authentic. And if it is not authentic, if you're not feeling it anymore, change it. In today's economy and in today's business environment, customers are looking beyond just your product. They want to know more about who they're doing business with and what causes they're supporting by spending their money at certain places. So if there is something that you want to share with them, it will absolutely differentiate you from your competition. It will absolutely give more reason than just the item that you're selling for your customers to be loyal to you. It is a very powerful way to stand out and to differentiate your business.